Hi everyone, welcome to our Tuesday night Own Your Own Life for the Soul Project. I'm so excited to be getting to host these beautiful ladies tonight. Now, this is their first time sharing, so I know they're a little bit nervous. We've had messages back and forth all day, but I'm so excited for anybody who's jumped on live here to help support them, and also to anybody in the future who's watching the recording, because if you've been sent this, it means that these girls value you and they really respect your opinion as well. So my name's Katrina Stark. I've been with the Soul Project and utilizing the Soul Project now for 5.5 years. It actually was created by myself 5.5 years ago because I was in a situation where I'd hit rock bottom. So I'm going to share a little bit more about what the Soul Project is, what our mission is, what we are, what we're not, so that we can really celebrate what these girls are taking on board. Now, I know when I started, I was really looking for options. I was so exhausted. I was literally, I don't know if anybody else can relate to that, but I was just running on empty. Like I'd been trying to do the right thing for so long and I was just scraping by every single day. I went out of school and I knew straight away that I never wanted to be an employee. I wanted to be the boss. I wanted to have my own business. I wanted to do my own thing because freedom to me is a really high value. I love being able to choose what's important. I knew that in order to do that, I would have to have a lot of money in the bank because starting a small business means a lot of overheads. And so I went to work for somebody and I worked really hard there for a very long time to try and get ahead to open my business. I opened my business and then my relationship of 10 years fell apart, which left me with two very small girls. I was also coming out of an abusive relationship. So I was starting to rebuild myself as well. And I really was just looking for freaking options because I felt like there was no light at the end of the tunnel at that stage. I was scraping by, living week to week, trying to balance work, trying to balance being a solo mum to two kids. And I came across a girl who was working online. And I'm not going to lie, her entire lifestyle was so envious. I loved that, like, I got up and she was working from the beach, or, I was already on the hustle to work and she was sitting having a coffee at a cafe. And I just started thinking, like, what if I could work from home? What if I could work from a damn laptop and take it wherever? I'd get to spend more time with my babies. I would get to do more of what's important to me. And I guess at that point, I really started looking at what legitimate options there were to work online. So that's very similar to what the girls have done. And it's led them to me. And I'm so excited about that because we now have hundreds of women all around the world doing exactly the same thing, working for me in the Soul Project and helping spread the global mission of making people happier and healthier, mind, body, and soul. Now, that's a really special thing to me, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about the program behind the Soul Project in a little bit. But I really do believe that as a generation, as a society, we're getting sicker, not better, which is crazy because we're pumping more money into the healthcare system. We know more, we're aware of more, we have more resources at our fingertips, yet we are sliding backwards in the health department. In fact, we are the first generation whose children have a life expectancy that is shorter than ours. And that's freaking scary. I don't know if that scares anybody else, but the fact that we're raising kids in such a destructive and toxic environment scares the shit out of me. So when I started looking at more of these stats and I started looking at just how normal sickness had become and how normal feeling crappy had become, I realized that there was a huge, big gap. And I knew that as a busy mum, I don't always have time for those things. So I wanted to create a program that, one, was online so that I could utilize it and work from home. Two, it was convenient, it was easy, it was going to fit in with a family. And three, it was freaking effective. Yeah, for the entirety of your life, not just your waistline. I really wanted to create a wellness program that helped people feel better. And I'm really damn proud to say that we have. We have the most amazing community, the most amazing clients, and we're seeing transformations every single day. So these girls have either come through that program, have started off as a client and come through and fell in love with it and then wanted to work with us behind the scenes, or they've seen us advertising for more people so that we can try and get this beautiful program out to even more and help change as many lives as possible. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about both. We're going to talk about the program and what we do. You already heard a little bit about why we started, but we're going to go into detail around what we do, what we help, who are our target audience, who we're really trying to make a difference for. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the business as well. The girls are actually launching their own independent franchises of the Soul Project. They are now their own ambassadors, which is fitting in with their life and, all the crazy things that come in with each one of our lives. And they are going to be repping this every single day. They're going to be living, breathing examples of what the Soul Project does and help clients along their way as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about the business model, because I don't know about you, but when I first started looking at online work, it scared the shit out of me. I was so daunted. I was so skeptical. So we really want to break all that down so that you guys understand what it is they're doing and perhaps can find avenues to support them, because that's what's really important right now. Our entire business model relates off word of mouth. So we want to have something that works so that we can share those results with you, and two, want to have really strong circles around us so that if you or you know of anybody who is feeling sick or is looking for a wellness program or wants to do something different with their life, you can go, hey, come back and talk to my girl. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the actual program that we've got. So this program was based off my experience of rebuilding myself. When I came out of the abusive relationship and I wanted to really rebuild where I was at, I was fit, because one of my dance school, that was my business, right? That's what I got out of school and saved up for. I was a dance teacher. I was a professional dancer at that stage, and I wanted to be able to have my own studio. And I worked really hard and I achieved that. So when people looked at me, they saw that I was fit, apparently. But on the inside, I was living off coffee. I was living off V. I was living off chocolate bars. I was sleeping terribly. I had terrible acne. My periods were all over the place. And mentally, obviously coming out of what I left, I was like bottom down. I had anxiety every single day. I woke up feeling shit. I constantly talked bad to myself. I talked down. I was judgmental. I was just not freaking happy. Even though I may have looked like I could have put on a bikini and been amazing, I was not. I was very, very far from it. And that's when I knew that health goes so much deeper than what you look like on the outside. So when we created the Soul Project, I really wanted to make sure that we were talking about mind, body, and soul. Because in my opinion, they're the three pillars of making a happy and healthy life. The body, obvious. It's our vehicle, it's our temple. We're not getting rid of it. We're stuck with it. All right, so we may as well look after it and spend the time in preventative mode so that we're not going to get sick down the track. Now, for me and my studies, I understand that means a hell of a lot of whole food, good food, not processed food, not the fast food shit that we're all eating way too often, the real food that Mother Nature gave us. Another scary statistic, and it probably correlates to the first one that I shared, is that only 2% of the Australian and New Zealand population eat the recommended serves of fruit, veggie, and berries. Only 2% are getting what they should. So that says that the other 98% of us are actually in cellular failure. Now, I can only tell you that that doesn't lead to great things, right? That's why the majority of us aren't feeling great. And if we know what we've looked back on, what we've eaten over the last 3 days, we can probably relate that to the fact that we're not eating what we should. It's pretty simple, okay? You're not alone in that. So we wanted to really help fuel our body in a simple, quick, effective way. We do that through amazing nutritional support. We do that through a hell of a lot of beautiful recipes, some movement guides. We have some amazing PTs, some amazing Pilates instructors, some amazing yogis. And we also do all of these for children as well. So while mom or dad is on the website, in their local portal doing everything, there's also an option for the kids to be doing the same. I got 3, right? So I totally understand that sometimes you want them taken care of. So we've got this amazing program that really helps people understand the body and how to get where you want to go. Then we've got the mental component. Really understanding how you can be your best friend, how you can look after yourself, how you can stop thinking shitty thoughts every single day. That is like the freaking winner of life. The sad thing, another statistics, I'm like the statistics damn queen tonight. 94% of people don't realize that you can choose your thoughts. 94% of people are thinking the exact same shit as yesterday. 94%. Now, I don't know if you guys have done any look or work into the law of attraction or manifesting, but if you feel like your life is on a carousel, it's because you're manifesting the same 95% of the things you thought about yesterday. When you wake up tomorrow, you're going to be thinking about the same 95% that you were thinking about the day before. And this is how 5 years slides by and you're still in the same shit predicament. So our entire mentality around mental health is taking back ownership of your thoughts and really starting to understand how you can be your own best friend there. Stop waiting for someone else to save you. Work on it yourself. And that is the most amazing way to get yourself out of pits, get yourself out of anxiety, get yourself out of depression as well. The third component is the soulful component. Now, we don't mean this in a religious aspect. If that's for you, that's fine. But we mean soul as in joy. We mean fire. We mean passion. We mean do things that make you feel alive. So many people are just working for the weekend. Then when the weekend comes, we either get high or drunk and then do it all again the next week. That's exhausting and it's leading to a hell of a lot of sickness. We're not spending time for things that light us up, things that make us happy, things that are actually going to make our wellness better. Yeah, so we talk about all that. We talk about making joy a priority and just how simple it can be. So the other thing that you will see when we talk about the Soul Project is our nutritional support. It's probably one of the things that we're most proud of because we know it works. We get insane results around it and it's tangible, right? So every time you enter our program, we send you this nutritional support. You can pick your package based on it. That way you get something inside your house that you can take every single day. Now, when we talk about back at the Whole Food, we talk about only 2% of Australians and New Zealanders getting what they need. We saw that as a massive game changer. If we could find a product that was legitimate, that was natural, that said it could do what it could do, to find a way to bridge that gap and get more fruit and veg into people, we were down. And, I'd already tried this product in the past, which was why I circled back to it. And that's the Amazing Juice Plus products. If you've seen them around, yeah. What they are, plant-based capsules. So inside there, it's plants completely. Even the capsule that looks plastic is made up of plants. So it's all completely biodegradable and bioavailable. It does enter your bloodstream within 3 to 5 minutes. This one here, the one that I just showed you, is 11 different berries. Now, if you understand anything about fruits and veg, berry is your antioxidant. It's the thing that helps keep you not sick. It pumps up your immune system. It helps your skin. It helps your hair. It helps so much, yet hardly ever eat them. Why? Because they're so damn expensive. And if you're anything like me, I buy 1 punnet of strawberries and my kids devour it within an hour. So it's like, oh, whatever. These things, yeah, every single one of them has the variety of 11 different berries and you're getting that in your body every single day. We have the same with the veggies and the same with the fruit. Now, my favorite thing about these is when you read to the back, it reads as a food label because that's exactly what it is. It's not isolated vitamins. Sure, you can get that shit from the chemist, but I can guarantee you'll pee it out quicker than the time it spent you to pay for it over the cash register. That kind of stuff is isolated. It's man-made. It's synthetic. It's not made to be inside our body. The reason why I loved these products is because it's real food. It's exactly what we know we're not getting in a really simple, convenient way. If you take these 3 products, you're getting 33 different varieties of a rainbow fruits, veggies, and berries every single day. Now that's cellular healing on a whole different level, and that's why we see so many amazing results. Now, as a parent, they sponsor children for free, which is freaking next level. Again, another reason why we endorse them inside our products, because we want to be family friendly. These little babies, so these ones right here, these are the fruit chews. This is the kids version. It looks exactly like a lolly. Okay, on the back, we've got apple, peach, cranberry, orange, mango, pineapple, date, cherry, beetroot, prunes, and lemon. Hectic, right? Kids think they're getting a lolly, but they're getting so much micronutrients that actually changes them on a cellular level. We have studies done, peer-reviewed studies, that actually show that it changes the DNA. Insane stuff. But if science floats your boat, we've got it. We can give it to you. But for me, it's the stories. I love the stories. We have the amazing capsules and the even better, in my opinion, shakes. These are my go-to. So if you haven't tried them and you're on the call, get to them. As someone who suffers extreme anxiety, these are my lifesavers. Yeah, they have a natural mineral in here called niacin, and that should be found in the soil everywhere. But what's happened over time is, you know, you look at the big farms, they're there to make a profit. They're not there to make people feel great. So they basically overfarm the soil, which depletes it of so many minerals. So again, it's no surprise that so many of us are lacking those minerals and feeling such a mental health crisis. We're not getting it from the food like we should. Products like these, particularly this little bad boy here, helps make sure that we're topping our body up and feeling way better. There's things in here that I would never put on my plate, right? If I come into here, we've got, let me come through, pea protein, broccoli, alfalfa sprouts, radish sprouts, organic amaranth, quinoa, millet, pumpkin powder, so spirulina, things that I just would never have time for, but it's in a chocolate shake and it tastes amazing. That's the kind of stuff that our program is about, short, sweet hacks to be able to get more good stuff in your body. But like I mentioned, the science behind it, the reasoning behind it, it all just makes sense. But what I absolutely love is the stories. So I'm going to shoot on over and I'm going to hear from our beautiful people around why they love the product. So Dayna, I'm going to shoot on over to you. I'm so excited. I know you're super nervous, but I'm so excited for you to share a little bit around what you've noticed since you've been on the program, taken the products, what changes you've seen. You might have to take yourself off mute. Perfect, darling.
Hi guys. So I've been now on the product, I think 3 weeks, coming up 3 weeks. I'm like 2 days off, but I'll say 3 weeks because I feel like it's been 3 weeks. So originally it all started because I seen a beautiful girl called Angel starting her journey, and I watched from there, but I was never really grasped into it until the last like month or so. I suffer really, really badly with depression and anxiety, and I find it really hard to open up to people. With my depression and my anxiety, I ended up losing the care of my daughter because I got, sorry. This is what I was afraid of. I was going to cry.
This, darling, there's nothing wrong with crying.
So I lost the care of my daughter because of the actions that I took within my life. I didn't want to be here. I didn't feel like I had a purpose. I was a really bad mum. And I sit here now and I'm changing my life for my daughter. I've made so many, sorry, Angel. I've made so many steps in the last 3 weeks to open up about my problems and reach out for people that I can share my story with and give other people hope that, you know, it's not always going to have bad days. You're going to have your good days. And I've found a lot of friends within this. You know, I managed to get myself into mental health. I'm on the right track. So I'm being seen by a psychiatrist. I'm on medication to get my things sorted. I had a phone call with my parents this evening. And the one thing that really, really touched me is my dad turned around and said to me, "It's so great to see you have a smile on your face." And to me, that's heartwarming because I know that I've hurt my dad with the actions that I made in my life, and I seen it. I seen the massive impact it took on my parents. I really hurt my dad, and hearing him say that it's so good to have a smile on my face makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something. I'm now in a house with my partner. I'm on the road to get my daughter back, so I'm able to pay off the debt that my ex-partner's kindly racked up for me, which is my daughter's father. He hasn't really been in my daughter's life. I met him through drugs, which was, really, really shit. I got really badly into the drugs, and that's what started to chew my mental health up really, really badly. And I never touched, pee or anything like that. Just seeing what it done to my daughter's father affected me and affected my family. I was physically abused. I went through all of that. I had a really, really domestic relationship with him. 6 months ago, I was able to pack all my things up and get out of it and just not look back. And from that, I watched Angel every day, and I knew that I had something in me. And when this amazing blitz came on, I took the opportunity and I jumped at it. And in those 3 weeks, it's changed my life. I can honestly see massive, massive results for myself. I have a meeting on Thursday about what's going to happen to custody with my daughter. So hopefully I can get, one night at least a week, she can come stay with me. I'm super excited. So yeah, I thank you guys all so much for the journey that's ahead of me, and I can't wait to make amazing friends with you all.
Oh, babe. Oh. Oh, wow, you are so brave, and you've got me in tears, and now I'm like gonna lose my shit for the next section. But babe, that is amazing. Like, obviously I've seen you shine, but I've never heard you tell your story, and this makes me fucking glad I do what I do. I'm sorry for the language, but it makes me so glad to do what I do because you're the reason why. So when we talk about this, I just want to use Dayna as a classic example, right? Because this is where I felt I had a lot of similarities. I had just felt like there was nothing else for me. There was no other hope. And I can really relate to that. And that's why I wanted to create something that's not traditional, something that's different, something that takes anybody and lets them create income if they work hard. They take their own control back. And I love that, babe, that you've taken this because this is exactly what I made it for. So congratulations. But when we talk about the business, I really want to cover the fact what it is and what it isn't. Because I feel like just because you say you work online, people go, oh, it's a pyramid. And it really makes me want to face palm. Like it really does. Because, man, online is just like any other job, except you're online. That's it. You've still got people above you who probably have more experience, who have more people above them who have had more experience, who have more people above them who have more experience. It's the way it works. But it is so much better because it takes somebody who perhaps doesn't have the options or who's feeling like, they might have kids at home or they might not be able, like we have so many people with disabilities, so many people with children, so many people with, social anxiety who can't actually create that income elsewhere. Yet we give them an option to be able to do it online because we know that you guys have real freaking life. You have real stories, you have real heart, and that's what can change the world. Yeah, not this corporate shit. Yeah, it's the real people. So when I came into the business, I got my little person there, draw him out. When I came into the business, I had my two oldest children. And I was really kind of concerned because I'd come out of school and this was kind of what I went into. I worked at a traditional job and I worked there for almost 8 years to save up enough money just to be able to have my dance school. And I worked really hard there. I actually worked so hard. I started off down the bottom and I got my way up to the management position. To do that, I had to step over people and that sucked because then they started to hate me. started to become, bitchy, kind of gossipy, kind of high school shit inside the workplace. And I hated that feeling. I hated the feeling of being someone's boss and have them hate me. Like, that was exhausting. But I also knew that I was a hard worker. So I wasn't just going to turn up and bludge, but I was still just swapping my time for a dollar figure. Every day I was turning up, I was limited. I was earning that $22 an hour, and that was it. I swapped my overtime, my late nights, my weekends, my fucking Christmases for this. Yeah, just for a wage every week. And what I found was, even that wage, I still wasn't getting by. I wasn't getting ahead. I was just scraping through. But I thought, you know what? It works. The CEO, he tells us what to do. We make him money. It works. They tell us what to do. They tell us when we can go on holidays, when we can even pee, what kind of shoes we have to damn wear. But, so many people put up with it because it's a wage. But I knew that I wanted to become the CEO. I wanted to have my own dance school because I thought that was where I was going to get the freedom. That's where I was going to put my kids first. I was just going to be able to go on all these tropical holidays and live the life that I wanted. But what I found was, any small business that's in a traditional sense, all this money that comes back up goes straight back out. You have so many overheads as a small business. You're paying rent, wages, utilities, insurance, your power, your water. You're just not getting any of that money back. God help it if you have to stock things. Like, if you have to buy stock to sell, it's exhausting. So, when I separated with my girl's father, and I love that you shared that, Dayna, because that's where I came from. I came out of an extremely abusive relationship, and I realized that I didn't ever want somebody else to take control of my life again. That I was going to be my own damn fucking king, and I was going to create something amazing. So I'm excited for you, girl, and so many of the other ladies on here, because I took this business model, so the online method, and I came in and I worked through a sponsor of somebody else who showed me how to do this business. She came in, she taught me how to do it. And I started out down the bottom, and I liked that because, you know what, everybody else who works with this product, who's the company that pays us, they're pretty high up in the health field, right? This product makes a lot of sense. So a lot of health professionals use it and they give it to their clients. So, you're talking about nutritionists, dietitians, chiropractors, physios, all sorts of people who had been to uni way longer than me. But I loved that we all started down the bottom. That was really fair for me. And I liked that there are a couple of spots along the way. So if I wanted to stop, or if I was happy with just a certain amount, no one was going to push me. But my favorite part about this business model, national marketing director is like the CEO of the company, right? That's a 6-figure income. That's unlimited. So every single person that starts can create that income. And that was freaking mind-boggling for me. Every single one of these ladies can create that income. They just have to work for it. Nobody's going to say, you know what, you've had too many hours, sit down. Or sorry, I'm low this week, so I can't staff you. Do whatever you want. It's your own business. If you want to work 40 hours a week and become an NMD, go for it. If you want to earn, $200 a month to put aside, put it in travel fund just to make sure you've got some bill money, I don't care what it is. We've got a system to be able to help you do that as well. If you want to earn $1,000 a week so that you can replace your shitty job, we've got a system that can help you do that as well. Obviously over time, because you've got to build it up. But if you're like me and the thought of earning $8,000 to $10,000 a month is freaking life-changing, then we have a system to do that as well. Now, the most mind-blowing part of this entire journey was that I went from here living off $400 a week. That's how much profit my business was making me. I was paying more for my staff than I was taking home, which is ridiculous. But my $400 a week when I started this business, within 14 months, so just over 12 months, I was earning 100 grand a year. That's like, where is those options for women? Where are they? And why aren't we all out here screaming it from the rooftops? Like, why aren't more people being open-minded that they can go and create something like this? Because it's absolutely next level. Now, when I talk about it all the time, people say, I don't know enough people to make a program like this work, because we rely on referral marketing, right? We rely on word-to-word, peer-to-peer. We talk to people. We show them the results. That's kind of how our businesses work. But I want to let you in on a secret, because social media, man, that's your best friend. Like, if you want to create money online, social media has 7 million people plus at your fingertip. You just have to work. Now, you'd have to work anyway, but if you really do want to create more choices in your life, if you want to say over the next 2 to 3 years, absolutely change your circumstance, you're going to go to town. You're going to work on it. You're going to be hungry, just like I was, especially because it gains you your own freedom back. Now, when I first started this business, I loved the products. I'd already taken them. I knew that they worked. And I shared them with one of my girlfriends whose son was coming to my dance school. And she said that she'd like to try them for him because he had an impacted bowel and was suffering terribly for it. So she got him on the products and was doing the program, and she had amazing results, which organically had her cousin order, her mum order, and her best friend. So just by introducing it to Miranda, I'd already kind of popcorned out. And that's when I really saw the results, because then the cousin had really good results. And it kind of went like this. Yeah. Now, my favorite part about this and how we started to breed over there in New Zealand as the Soul Project tribe was Miranda was talking to a woman in a mum's group, just a random old woman in a mum's group. They'd never met, they never knew anything. And that woman, Shannon, started talking to Miranda about what products her son was taking. Shannon grabbed the business with both hands. Now, she said to me when we first had our first call, all I want to do is earn enough money to run a tattoo studio over here. I'm sick of working for men. She was amazing, and she wanted to get out of dodgy tattoo studios and open up her own feminine one. Shannon worked in this business for 2 years, opened up her tattoo studio, and now she's still in Auckland kicking ass. Now, what she did is she used social media to introduce people. Now, Shannon's business has gone like this. And the crazy part about it is none of you even know Shannon because she doesn't need to do the business anymore because she achieved her why. But this is what happened over there in New Zealand. Last month in New Zealand, we put on over 100 new clients and almost 70 new team. 70 new people who were linking arms behind the scenes to learn what we do so that they can get their program out to even more people. So to show you the kind of growth that's going over there in New Zealand at the moment, it's absolutely next level. Now, of course, through that time, here's me here, right? I knew none of these people, but all of a sudden they're all in my damn business. Then I introduced a girl over here called Jo. Now, Jo did exactly the same thing. She went an NMD, so a national marketing director, within 18 months of starting. And that, of course, grew her a 6-figure income, and it popcorned out my business even wider. So just for introducing 2 people who really knew their shit, my business doubled. Then what happened is we started talking to more people who started talking to more people who started to talk to more people. And that's how we now have a team, just a team of women and men. There are a few men, mind you, a team of women globally who reach over 1,000. I had no idea what I was doing, but people talk, the program works, they talk, they build, and it popcorns out. So you don't have to know 1,000 people to get started at something like this. You just have to be able to be hungry to want to create something different, and we will teach you the systems to use. Now, we also get paid 3 ways in this business, which I think is amazing because it takes control back. We get paid retail profit. So as soon as we connect somebody to the program, we get paid retail profit from the company for doing so. Then we get paid commission and we get paid a bonus. Now, the commission, that gets paid from Juice Plus, the company who we use as a supplement. They save millions and millions of dollars every year because they don't advertise. They don't spend things on fancy celebrity endorsements and billboards and shit like that. What they do is they save that millions of dollars of profit and they give it to us, all these little people who are using the product and sharing the results. And that is such damn honest marketing because you can't mess that up. If the results aren't there, people know it and they don't buy it. But if they see that their friend has got really good results, they're going to want to buy it. And, you know, with social media, we're organically doing that anyway. We go to a really cool cafe, we talk about it. We go see a movie that we like, we put it up. right? We are constantly advertising for people and not really even realizing it. But Juice Plus has been ahead of the game, and they have been doing this for years. That's why they're so successful. The company has been around for 52 years and not once missed a paycheck, which is insane. Yeah. So with this, every month, I get a percentage of a bonus paid to me. If my team create a certain amount of sales, I get a bonus from Juice Plus. Now, that bonus is a portion of what our entire business does. So if you can imagine 1,000 popcorns, that gives me a residual income where I don't have to turn up for work anymore. And I'm fucking 33. Like, I don't know too many other avenues that allow you to do that. But this business allows you to work smarter and not harder. And it's the way that people need to move, especially because online and social media, it's not going anywhere. It's going to get bigger, it's going to get better, it's going to get faster, and it's going to take more and more jobs. So get on the wave quickly. Yeah. Now, bonuses, they're exponential. Every time you hit a promotion, you get a bonus. Every time you teach somebody to hit a promotion, you get a bonus. So we want to install ethics that when you bring somebody into this business to teach them, you look after them. Okay. And if you do well and you look after them, you get paid to do that. And they get paid because they're successful. So it really is this group. We have each other's backs because we're all invested in each other's success. We don't want to let anybody sink. You know, if we know you've got a story, if we know you've got hurts, if we know you've got wounds, most other groups, they poke at it, right? You go to work and you don't tell people that shit. This group, we got your back. We've all got our own stories. But if we know each other's shit and we can help move each other through it, then we can be a support system that really does help. Okay. So now I've got my beautiful girls who are going to share next. Rangi, are you next? I think so. I'm going to shoot over to you anyway, because this is my brand new baby. We've been talking for a while, but she's really only just kind of been like, all right, I'm going to give it a shot. But I'm so excited because this woman, like, I've worked with a lot of women, but this woman has an amazing head on her shoulders. And I'm so excited to be able to see what she can do with this business model for her and her babies. But I'll let her talk about that. It's all up for you, babe. Or you might just have to take yourself off mute.
Hi everyone. I'm Dayna and Rangi. I'm 21 years old and I'm a mum to two amazing kids. I'm pretty much in the same boat as Dayna. I suffer really badly with anxiety and depression. I pretty much had to plan this entire speech just so I can make sure that I didn't have a panic attack. Pretty much when I first became skeptical of this business, I just left the toxic relationship. I was having problems with child custody with my son. I was struggling with self-control. I was going through addiction. I was having problems in pretty much all aspects of my life. My physical health, my mental health was going downhill. I pretty much felt like I was drowning. I didn't know what to do next. I was confused, exhausted. I pretty much felt like I was good for nothing. And that was all that was on my mind, was I don't want to be here pretty much. And when Kat first got in contact with me, I think we talked for like a few months, and if I'm being honest, she had to remind me of so many things that had been like so many times where I just didn't want to hear none of it. When she would tell me that I had potential or what I was capable of, I didn't believe her. The entire business model, I had doubts about it. No matter what she said, I just kind of, for a few months, I just didn't believe any of it. And pretty much no matter what, she still stayed and reminded me of my worth and my potential. And I think it was only just a few weeks ago where I just put my trust in her, because I thought, well, I've got nothing to lose anyway. So if this is going to be my breakthrough, then I might as well give it a shot. And if it doesn't work out, then that's fine. And I pretty much just wanted to change my life for my children. And to be honest, it's most probably the best decision that I've ever made in my life, because I actually feel like I'm at peace. I feel like my life has changed so much. I've learned to love myself. I've learned to strive for a better future for me and my babies. I've overcome addiction. I've been able to settle child custody because my mindset's a lot easier to manage. I've taken on the mindset of motivation and living happier and healthier without a doubt in my mind that I can't do it. I've met some amazing people. I've made so many friends within this business. I've had the privilege to watch people go from I can't do this to I got this, and feeling a lot healthier and a lot better about themselves. I feel more energized, and it's even better with the products too, because it's helping both me and my family and my babies, because I have really bad health and my kids hate vegetables. So that's kind of a boost to get them feeling like they need to actually crave for it. And it's also helpful with the shakes within my personal career as well. And pretty much so far, I've felt like I'm at peace. I feel free. I'm loving being a part of this business. I have met so many great people within this industry. I'm starting to feel confident. I'm excited to keep striving so I can live freely, to become happier and healthier, and pretty much be able to take care of my babies in all aspects at the same time. Um, that's pretty much it.
That's amazing. That's not.
Yeah. I just
Look,
don't want to cry.
no, there's nothing wrong with it. The first couple of times that I had to share, I bawled. So you guys have done so well today, because you've got such beautiful stories and such gorgeous hearts. And oh, thank you, beautiful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited to see where this business is going to go for you. And I think that, like, I reckon it almost feels too good to be true. And I want to highlight that too, because I feel like before this business, I assumed that a lot of people were fake. I assumed that a lot of people just looked out for others because it was good for them. And I've really learned in this business that there's some really fucking decent people out there. There really is. There's really some beautiful people. And when we stick together and show each other what we can really do, and that we really can be quite powerful together, we can make a hell of a difference. So, it's amazing. It's amazing watching when women get to a stage where they're just ready to show up for themselves. And I'm so proud for you, Rangi, because I know that you have put in work for this. So well done, beautiful. Now we've got our lucky last, our gorgeous Amira. Now Amira's cool because we've got Rangi's story, brand new girl who's just keen as, she's loving the product, loving the changes. But then we've got Amira. Now Amira's been in this business 10 months. I'm going to say 10. I'm going to just
9 or 10, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Now she has pretty much been able to achieve a lot of why she started this, and it's a really cool indicator of what can happen down the track. So share with us, babe. You take yourself off mute and I will put you on spotlight.
I have just been sitting here listening to these girls' stories and being like, listening to yours and then listening to theirs and then being like, I am in the middle. Like, I started this journey where you were, Dayna, like where you both were at one stage, addiction, drugs. I didn't have my kids. I was in a really abusive relationship. I had no self-worth, no self-esteem, no goals. I made a decision to get clean, and after I went to jail, but I made a decision to get clean, and I was like 2 and a bit years clean, and I was just miserable still. And I was like, well, something's got to give. And I was in a really, like I said, a really toxic relationship. And that morning that this business actually fell into my lap, I decided to leave that relationship. And Sorry. I just decided,
It was literally like a cliffhanger too. Like we were all just, come on, tell us. You dropped out. Start
what
again.
happened?
What did you decide on the day that this business landed in your lap?
I decided to join the business. It was at the Blitz before the Blitz that's just happened, actually. And it was that saying, well, what do I have to lose? Like, I don't got a lot going for me, surely it can't be any worse than what I'm doing now. And I was really underweight as well. And so the program and the product side of it really spoke to me too. I just, for the life of me, I could strip my body of everything good during my using, and I couldn't remember. And my body couldn't hold nutrients, no matter what I'd done. I just couldn't. I was tired. I was unhappy. And I came into this and I was scared and I was skeptical, but I was so excited that maybe this could be the thing that could be my thing, like I've been waiting my whole life for my thing, and I didn't think my thing was going to be working at the lawyer office down the road, or I always knew I was going to do my own thing. I just had not a clue what it was, and then I was like, this is my thing. And I finally had this realization one day, and I was just so happy, and I've just run with it ever since. And I am at this stage where I'm like 9 months in, and I sat in my lounge yesterday. Mum's over there at the moment, but I sat in my lounge yesterday and I looked up at my office that I now have in my house. And I was in the same pajamas in the same lounge that I was 9 months ago. But 9 months ago, I was sitting there doing nothing. And I was like, oh, can't wait to go to bed, wake up tomorrow, do the same shit. And I just glanced at my office yesterday and I was like, I have built a life. And I know it's going to continue. Like, I'm so excited for my future. I'm so excited for these girls' future. Like, we have gold in our hands and we just need to run with it. Like, what we can create for ourselves, for our babies, for other women that have been through our situation, like, I believe we've all got a journey and a story for a reason, and let's use that to help inspire others, to show them that they're capable of living their best life and achieving everything they want to, in the time that works for them, in the comfort that works for them, surrounded by women who love and support them where they're at. I think that's what it was for me, is people loved me where I was at, and sometimes where I was at was a mess. Some days it still is, but I'm always greeted with love and an option for growth, and that's so important. So if you're on the fence, come join us. We're pretty cool.
You're freaking amazing. Watching you grow has been one of my favorite things of this business. Seriously, girl. You're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. And thank you for sharing, darling. And, look, she's too, I guess, polite, but humble to really brag, but she was nominated Rookie of New Zealand out of the entire Juice Plus. And it just really nailed what this business can be for people. It doesn't give a shit what the background is, where you come from. It gives anybody an opportunity to be able to create success. And now Amira has taken home thousands of dollars just in bonuses alone over the last couple of months, not to mention, of course, the success of the business that she's building. So, you are the epitome poster girl, and I love it, because it really does showcase that Amira's story might just be one of ours, but there's so many other women out here who are totally rocking shit. So I'm excited for you beautiful babes who are jumping on, who are building this, who are going hard, because you're in the right place at the right time, and there's some really cool stuff about to happen. So congratulations. Go and learn, go and spread it everywhere, go and be the best product of the product that you can be, and showcase to people how amazing this beautiful opportunity is, because more people need to know about it. So thank you so much for your time. I totally get that it's not going to be for everybody. I get that not everyone's going to take the time to understand it, but I hope you know and you felt that there's some real people doing real things, and if that excites you, get to these girls. So bye everyone, see you all soon.